hello to you all. Just wanted to an opportunity to say hello, to say that I'm missing you all, say that we've been thinking about all you at Little Rainbows, all you in your homes. Carers have been thinking about you and what it must be like looking after and keeping your children occupied, and how you are all feeling. It must be really challenging, but we are thinking about you. And as a team, we had a little bit of a Zoom session the other week, and as usual we were thinking about what we could share in our singing times and how we could encourage. And as we prayed about that, the things that came up were that it was really important, or it could be really important and really helpful in your homes, and helpful to all of us actually, to make music, making music for the children, and exploring listening and dancing could be a really important thing that might be really healthy to explore in these days and weeks. I found that a bit challenging to how to put that into a singing time, so I thought I'd just have a session together with you carers, having a bit of a think about how toddlers could engage with music and making things and dancing. So you might want to get a cup of tea. I've got my tea here, so great to have a cup of tea with you this morning. Nothing better, is there, than a hot cup of tea. I do apologise if it's a bit sunny in here. The sun is coming round in my conservatory, so I hope you can see what is before me here. And I've put some things together, and I know some of you carers are really creative and will have all sorts, will have been able to come up with all sorts of ideas, wonderful ideas of engaging with your children and helping with them in play. But if you're anything like me, I, as a parent with young children, I was pretty stuck in how to organise my time, and felt really flawed at times as to how to occupy different children. And so anyway, I'm going to share with you a few ideas that we've come up with at Little Rainbows over the years, and some things that I've looked at on Pinterest, and you might not have time to think about it, so I'm going to share some things with you. In our singing times at Little Rainbows, we usually have some shakers in our instrument basket, and shakers can be a really good fun way of just making noise and exploring sound. And it's easy to find bottles that you've obviously drinks bottles, water bottles. Obviously we're not as good these days, are we? We're trying not to use plastic, but I'm sure you might find things around your house, bottles or plastic containers, little ones that kids could hold, or even bigger things like a Pringles box, and we can put just a few things in them to make a noise. And the things we have used over the years are rice, split peas. Be careful not to use things like red kidney beans, but split peas, something that will be safe for the children. Pasta is a good one as well, and we can put a few of those things into a container. The temptation is to overfill a container, particularly if the kids are helping you fill them up. The temptation is to keep on filling them, but having just a few in makes a better sound. And obviously whatever you put in them makes different noises. So I've got one here with split peas in, and I've got one here, oh no I haven't, I was going to put rice in. I'm going to show you how you could explore a bit with different sounds. Let's put a bit of rice in here. There we go. And when you obviously the children are playing with them, it's a good idea to tape them up well, so that they're not pulling out and tipping out or eating what's within them. So split peas. Rice makes a very different sound. Same with bottles. Obviously the pasta, you can just put them in. The kids would enjoy popping pasta in a bottle. The thing to be sure of with bottles is that when you've washed them out, make sure they're dry. Put them on the top of a radiator on their side or tipped up to make sure all the water and the condensation's out of them. Put your pasta in. Again, it's another great sound and little hands can hold them easily. You can sellotape the top of bottles, screw them on really tight. If you want to be extra sure, you can put a little bit of glue on the lid and then sellotape it. It can be a bit of a struggle sometimes to put rice in a bottle, so you could just make a simple cone with a piece of paper and spoon the rice or whatever you're using into the bottle. These bottles, I haven't decorated them in any way, but we've had fun at Little Rainbows in the past decorating bottles with stickers, and it's often the preferred instrument in the singing time for children is a homemade shaker. Okay, so you could explore shakers and make them. It'd be lovely to see some photographs if you do make any. You could put them on Facebook or send them to me personally. Right then. Other ways of making music. Obviously for little small babies it's a bit more difficult, the whole using instruments and engaging. It must be difficult, the children, having baby at home all the time with you must be very challenging. And I've been looking on Pinterest at some ideas, and I saw an idea about having a nursery rhyme basket and collecting items that would that you could use that symbolise a nursery rhyme or a song that you know, and putting them in a basket or a box, and then using them with your baby, sitting down with your baby and letting them explore, and when they choose something out of their box, out of your basket, I've got a little duck here, you could sing the nursery rhyme to that item. So 5 little ducks went swimming one day will be a good one with a duck. Or old MacDonald had a farm, and on that farm he had a duck. Quack, 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 quack. So I've just looked around my house at some things that I've had lying around. Obviously I do have grandchildren, so I still have things lying around. So I've got in here, obviously I've got the duck, and I've got a bunny for sleeping bunnies. I found a macrame star that Rachel has made, and we can do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You might be able to find a star that's safe. Obviously all these things need to be safe for the children to handle. I found, it's not quite a bus, but it's good enough for me. I found a wooden car that could be like a bus. The wheels on the bus go round and round. I found Florence's teapot. You could sing I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Do be careful with small things for babies. This teapot lid obviously wouldn't be appropriate to have with a tiny, but the teapot would be absolutely fine. I had a finger puppet with a little cow. That could be old MacDonald. I had some picture cards with animals on. I've got a sheep here. So guess what that would be? Bar Bar Black Sheep or old MacDonald. I was trying to think of what we could do for Wind the Bobbin Up, because babies love Wind the Bobbin Up. And I did actually have a bobbin that's had ribbon on it. I've been keeping in the craft box upstairs. So I have got a bobbin, but if anybody thinks of anything else you could use for Wind the Bobbin Up, that would be great. Oh, I found a monkey. About the monkeys jumping on the bed. So all sorts of things. I also thought you could include some of the Little Rainbow songs. You could we obviously have our shiny tube, our little rainbows, and you can easily make a tube out of a Pringles box. Just cut it shorter. You can cover it with shiny paper if you want, or just use it as it is, and sing that welcome song to your own child, and have a lovely time just looking for them and delighting in them. That's a good one. And also you could include a book or a Bible and use our Bible song as well. I don't have a mirror, a safe baby mirror, but if you had a safe baby mirror you could include that, and if you can remember our mirror song about how special you're a special little boy and God loves you, that's a really lovely one to use with mirrors. So some ideas there for those of you who have babies, and hopefully I'm looking forward. I'm going to have a go at this. I will be looking after my little new granddaughter in September, so I will look forward to playing with that. The other idea, if you're brave enough, break for a cup of tea. If you're brave enough, you could get a lot of percussion going just by looking for things around the house, and you could use a box. You could make it your music box, or you could just get it out when you perhaps could set a time aside to listen to some music and songs and all sorts of things. I've got a big box full here with things I've collected from around the house. Even things like egg boxes, margarine boxes, heroes. I've had tins like this that I've kept hold of from Christmas that have peanuts in. You could have a pan, but that is for the very brave because they are very noisy. Or plastic pans. What else have we got? Oh, I buy ham. I get ham joints in foil containers, which is, and they make a good sound. Then you could get some wooden spoons, a metal spoon, and even a plastic spoon, and experiment with what they sound like. Shall we have a go? I'm gonna use 2 wooden spoons, see what they all sound like. It's quite good fun. I've always liked doing this. So you could let your kids make a drum kit, and you could have a drum kit as well, because anything I'm sure at the moment that could create fun and could create some delight and could create some laughter would be really, really great. So some ideas there. The only other thing, I did come up with another thing actually, which was we don't have metal pan lids in our house anymore, but they would make good symbols. But I did think cake tin, the lids from a cake tin could make a great thing to play with. And I did also, but I think I've left it in the kitchen, I had a cooling rack that you put your cakes on when they come out of the oven. You can use them as a scraper board to make a good percussion sound. Just having a look round, see if there's anything else. I think that they're all the things I've got out. Just a word of caution, particularly if you're making a basket for a baby or a toddler. You might have all sorts of baskets in your house. Yeah, I should have said, this basket here, the challenge is to find a basket or a box that is safe for your children. And I've tried to find baskets over the years that are safe, and a lot of normal baskets little fingers can get stuck in them. So you just need to be a bit careful what container you use to put your instruments in. This has worked out really well. This is just a cake box. It's the lid of a cake box, and this would be really safe for the children. But just check before you give them to your babies or your toddlers, that they're safe. I think that might be everything for now. I have been looking on Pinterest at some ideas for music that the children can dance to. I've got a piece of paper somewhere with them on. Oh, I've lost it. Oh no, here it is. Here we are. I looked on Pinterest at music for kids to dance to, and it came up with a variety of lists, YouTube clips, and lists of songs that would be a really good idea for kids to enjoy making music to and dancing. So you might want to look on Pinterest at that, and it could come up with a list for you rather than you having to think of a list of songs or videos that the children could use, and you can enjoy as a whole family together and have some fun. I'm sure lots of you have discovered and love music in your homes. I can think of a family in Little Rainbows on Wednesdays who are really good at knowing all the dances that are current. If you have ideas of songs that you really like, or your kids really like, that you've discovered, please post them on Facebook. It'd be great to encourage one another and share our discoveries of what works well, or what is good fun, or what your kids enjoy. So do share something on Facebook, and I will try and share it in other places for those that aren't on Facebook. Well, it's been good to share those things, and I hope that you do enjoy making music in your homes. I hope that joy, and I really pray that joy is birthed in your homes, and fun is birthed in your homes through making music, through dancing, through singing. And yeah, I bless all of you again, and look forward to sharing with the children again soon in a singing time. So God bless everybody, and have fun making music, and let us know what you come up with. Bye.